Hi, today we're going to read about a Wica. A Wica is an animal that the Indians called a raccoon. So let's find out what happens when Sam, Rudy, and Boots find a masked bandit in their clubhouse. They're not really sure what to make of it, but once again Hannibal saves the day. He makes sure that everything is okay, and Max teaches Sam and the Barkers a valuable lesson. They learn about playing with wild animals. Let's read A Wica Pays a Visit, written by me, Vicki Westling, and with our chief literary critic, Michael Blue. And of course, this Sam and Friends book is dedicated to all the children who love animals and all the people who work with animals, wild animals and domesticated ones. So let's see what happens. Max was tired. He could still hear the shrill barking of the pack of wild dogs. They were hot on his heels. His heart was thumping hard against his chest, and he found it difficult to breathe. He knew he would have to stop soon. As he ran across Farmer Campbell's field, he spotted the little clubhouse at the back of the shed. He ran as fast as he could, and then he scurried inside, where he curled up on a soft blanket to rest. "Hey, Boots," barked Sam, "let's play inside today. I think it might rain, and we can pretend we're defending our fort from strange animals." Boots froze at the door. "Like raccoons?" he yelped, pointing toward the back of the clubhouse. Sam followed his gaze. A little masked face was sticking out from the blanket that Rudy's mommy had given to them. "It's a bandit!" barked Sam. "Run, Boots! Rudy, don't come in! We've been invaded!" Rudy stopped in his tracks. "What's happening, you two?" he barked as Boots and Sam darted from the clubhouse and held their paws against him, trying to keep him from entering. "Run for your life, Rudy! I think it's a masked bandit hiding in our clubhouse. We have to tell Mommy right away," barked Sam. "Wait a minute here," Rudy woofed slowly. "Let's check things out." He carefully looked inside the clubhouse, but Max had buried his body beneath the blanket. "There's nothing in there, Sam. You two are making this up." Just then, Hannibal came prancing toward the clubhouse with his tail in the air. "What's up, Barkers? What kind of a game are you playing today?" he meowed sarcastically while stopping to lick one of his paws and inspecting a sharp claw. "We aren't playing a game, Hannibal," barked Boots. "There's a masked bandit inside the clubhouse, and I don't care whether Rudy saw it or not. It's probably hiding. Sam and I saw a face with a mask, and we aren't going back in there." Hannibal looked at Rudy, and Rudy just shook his head. "Come on, Rudy, let's go check this out." The big yellow cat and the oversized sheepdog gave their two friends a backward glance as they entered the clubhouse. They looked around, and Hannibal carefully scratched at the blanket. It moved. He scratched it again. It moved. He grabbed one corner of the blanket with his mouth, and Boots grabbed the other corner. The two pulled and pulled, but something was pulling against them. Finally, Boots pulled as hard as he could, and there, with the corner of the blanket in both of his hands, was a furry, gray raccoon. He had what looked like a black mask on his face, and his hands looked almost human. "It's a Wica!" roared Hannibal. "What's a Wica?" woofed Sam. A Wica is a raccoon. The Sioux Indians called the raccoon a Wica because their paws look more like a human hand than a regular animal paw. And they stand and eat with their two hands. The word Wica, W-I-C-A, means little man in Sioux Indian language, purred Hannibal proudly. "Come out of there and explain yourself, Wica," woofed Sam. Max carefully crawled from the safety of the blanket and out of the clubhouse. "I didn't know I was a Wica," he squeaked. I thought I was a raccoon. My name is Max." "What are you doing here?" Sam barked softly. "There was a pack of wild dogs chasing me and I got lost. I was tired when I saw this place, so I decided to come inside for some rest. I found some cheese and little bones. I hope you don't mind, but I ate them," explained Max. Sam held up his paw toward Max. Seeing Sam about to shake hands with Max, Rudy growled wildly. "Wait, Sam! Raccoons have rabies, and they eat from garbage cans. They can be dangerous. You don't know if he has rabies or some other disease. Don't touch him." Max hung his head. "I don't think I have rabies," he whined, "but I do eat from garbage cans. After all, I don't live in houses with people like dogs and cats do." "That's okay, Max," meowed Hannibal. "Sometimes dogs eat garbage too. You should see these three when they're playing down at the park. They eat all kinds of things they find on the ground." Then putting one paw on Max's shoulder, he purred, "Why were the dogs chasing you?" "I guess that's just what dogs do," chattered Max. "No offense, guys," he quickly added. "Rudy is right, though. You dogs get vaccinated against rabies and other diseases, and we raccoons don't, because we are wild and we live in the woods and in hollow trees and in little caves. I guess that's why we're known as wild animals. It takes special care if we get to be kept as pets. It's hard for us to learn about living in a house or with people." "I don't understand," woofed Sam. "If dogs and cats can live with people, then why can't Wiccas? Why can't raccoons?" Max sighed slowly, shook his head, looking at the cat and each of the dogs in turn. "If any of you had ever been hunted for your fur or caught in a trap in the woods, maybe then you would understand." Rudy lifted his front paw and scratched behind his ear while Hannibal busied himself with a ball of string that had caught his attention in the yard. It somehow had found its way to the spot where he now stood. "Dogs have always been a partner to humans," Max continued, "and cats too. But raccoons, we're hunted for our fur, and that makes us valuable for a different reason." Sam was beginning to understand, and as he cocked his head and stared into the dark mask of the raccoon, Max lowered his eyes. "We're just known as human unfriendly," Max sighed. "We like to be free, roaming the hillsides, and live life in the wild. It's because of our lifestyles that we can become sick and then pass the sickness on to people." "Do you like living in the wild?" Rudy woofed. Max looked up. "Yes, I sure do," he screeched as he stood proudly. "That is, of course, until the wild dogs start chasing me. But you guys seem fun. Maybe I could stay and play with all of you for a while, if you'll let me." "Sure, come on," barked Sam. "Let's show Max our favorite place to play." The dogs and Hannibal ran toward the creek with the tree lying across from one side to the other, and the raccoon followed close behind. As the little group passed Bentley's house, Bentley saw them and ran out to greet them. When he saw Max, he jumped back. "Hey, who's the dude in the mask?" he barked. "Bentley, meet Max. Max, meet Bentley," woofed Sam. The dogs, cat, and raccoon continued to run toward the creek. "Hey, wait a minute. I think I hear Kate barking," Bentley woofed. The little group of friends stopped and looked back to see Kate running for all she was worth to catch them. "Wait for me," she barked. They stopped and waited until she caught them. "Hey, who's the masked dude?" woofed Kate. "Kate, meet Max. Max, meet Kate," barked Rudy as the group of animals neared the creek. Once in their favorite place, Boots told the story of how they all got together in the first place. He explained that he, Sam, and Rudy were best friends and formed a club called the Barkers. "If you're the Barkers, then why is Hannibal a member of the club?" Max queried. "Because I am special, and I brought cheese," purred Hannibal, looking smug. "Because we learned that being different didn't mean we couldn't all get along, and we thought that Hannibal had a lot to offer the group, and we had a lot to offer him," woofed Rudy, giving Hannibal a stern look. So how did Kate and Bentley become members? Screeched Max. Kate is my sister, barked Sam, and family is family no matter what. Yeah, and Bentley just sort of fit in, Boots drawled and rolled over on his back. We've been through a lot together. Like a fire, roared Hannibal. Just then the two little faces with twitching noses, beady black eyes, and big pink ears looked out from under a pile of leaves. You didn't have to bring up the fire, Hannibal. We've apologized over and over, squeaked the larger two mice. Sam barked softly. Whoops, I'm sorry. Max saw the mice and licked his lips. Hannibal lunged for the two faces, and all kinds of chaos broke out. The dogs just shook their heads and watched the flurry of leaves mixed with flying gray and yellow fur. They laughed as they saw the two little mice tails heading away from the creek and through the field of grass. Rudy smiled and pointed toward Hannibal and Max. It looks like Hannibal might have some competition, he woofed. Sam barked softly. Yeah, and it looks like the sky is starting to turn darker. We're probably going to have some snow flurries pretty soon. Maybe we should head back to the clubhouse and defend it against those wild dogs that chase Max. With their heads on their paws, the barkers watched the snow fall gently toward the ground as they kept their eyes open looking for any strange animals. They thought of Max and how much they had learned from the little masked Wica. So remember, our character lesson for today is it's dangerous to pet wild animals. Some animals, no matter how cute they really are supposed to be living in the wild. So never touch or go near a wild animal, even if they look like they need or want to be cuddled, like Max. Thank you, and you have a great day.